Welcome to Video 2 of an Introduction to Assistive Technology for Young Learners. In Video 1, we discussed what AT is. Now, let's talk about the continuum and categories of AT. When individuals talk about AT, devices and systems are put on a continuum ranging from no technology to high technology. On one end of the continuum, there are simple, non-electronic devices. Looking higher up the continuum, things become more complicated, have more moving parts, have batteries and wires, and generally can be more costly. It is also important to remember that low-tech is not better than high-tech, and high-tech is not better than low-tech. It is about matching the right technology with the needs of the child. It is also likely that a child will benefit from an array of technology across the continuum, depending on what their needs are. AT items without any technology components are very simple adaptations that have no working parts. They include things like pencil grips or visual supports. Pencil grips come in an array of materials, shapes, and weights, and are meant to help the child improve their grasp of the writing tool, such as a pencil or a crayon. Visual supports are used to support learning and understanding. They consist of objects, pictures, gestures, and more. Some recognizable examples include a morning schedule, social stories, reward charts, behavior charts, and much more. Low-tech items are items that have simple parts and batteries. Components are simple and easy to operate. They include things like toys with lights, vibrations, and textures, and can be purchased at a toy store. Medium technology items are becoming more sophisticated. They have more moving parts and may take some time to learn and implement. They include things like switches used to activate a toy, and communication devices programmed by an adult to provide a voice to a child who has limited or no speech. High-tech AT consists of devices that have complex electronic components and moving parts. They include things like computers and high-tech communication devices with a feature called dynamic display. We also put AT into broad categories to make it easier to talk about. The next two slides list all of the categories traditionally used to talk about assistive technology. In the upcoming slides, each category will be defined and examples of items that fall into each category provided. There is some crossover between categories, but you will find that most AT devices fit well within these areas. The first area is aids of daily living, which provides support in daily routines and activities such as eating, bathing, sleeping, and more. Pictured here is a spoon designed with a handle that makes it easier to grip. Mobility and positioning is a category that is designed to help people with physical disabilities get around and be in the proper position to participate in daily routines and activities. Pictured here is a power mobility device. The category of vision and hearing addresses tools that help people with the range of vision and hearing disabilities, including blindness and deafness. Pictured here is an example of Braille labeling. The category of computer access consists of tools that help someone overcome the barrier that having a disability presents and provides access to a computer or tablet device. Pictured here is a joystick mouse, which allows the user to access the pointer on the computer, move it across the screen, and make selections as someone else might use a traditional computer mouse. Assistive technology for education helps children with educational goals such as reading and writing. Pictured here is the Bookworm, a device by AbleNet designed to help give a child independent access to reading, shared reading, and more. Individual pages of the book can be recorded and then accessed by the child with the push of a button or switch. Assistive technology for communication helps children find and use their voice. It is appropriate for children with little or no speech or unintelligible speech. Pictured here is an eye gaze system where letters are used to form words. Recreation is an important part of life, so we have assistive technology that helps us access recreation activities. This includes games, toys, sports, and more. Pictured here are small manipulatives tethered to a piece of felt. Assistive technology for sensory aids provides children either with needed sensory input or a calming effect when there has been too much sensory input. Pictured here is a disco sit. The bumps on this round disc provide sensory input to a child who is sitting on a chair or on the floor, which may help them focus and pay attention during a routine or activity. Environmental controls help give children access to a wide variety of home and school tools, such as a blender, a radio, or a TV. Pictured here is the power link, which allows the user to control things that plug in. First, let's talk more about assistive technology for daily living. This category includes items that assist in self-care and daily living. Items such as dressing aids, adapted feeding tools, and AT for personal hygiene fall into this area. Pictured here is a utensil cuff designed to be used by a child with limited functionality of the hands to improve their ability to grasp and use forks and spoons. It can be used with handles of many shapes and sizes. Next, we have a nosy cup, which is a standard type cup with a cutout for the nose that allows drinking without bending the neck or tilting the head. Some nosy cups also come with handles. For our last example, we have elastic shoelaces. The elastic shoelaces allow a child to put on their shoe and get a snug fit without having to be able to tie their shoes. Mobility and positioning is a category that people are most familiar with today. This category includes devices that vary a great deal in complexity. There are very low-tech items like a beanbag chair and devices as complex as a power wheelchair. Wheelchairs come in many sizes and with a variety of technology capabilities. Wheelchairs are designed to improve mobility. Gait trainers are designed for people of all ages who have a physical disability. It is a wheeled device that helps a person who is unable to walk independently to learn or relearn to walk safely and efficiently as part of gait training. A walker is also designed to help with independent mobility and provide support. Positioning forms are designed to help provide support for babies and toddlers who have low muscle tone and difficulty maintaining a position. Standers provide partial weight-bearing support to help strengthen critical motor skills so a child can progress towards independent standing. They also provide alternate body positions for children with physical disabilities. For very young children, there are few choices when it comes to mobility devices. Cole Galloway from the University of Delaware and a team of people are trying to change this by adapting readily available motorized cars designed for young children and modifying them for children with disabilities. Let's look at this video about the possibilities of powered mobility for young children.
Xander, here.
In the classroom, Xander's got a lot of really good friends.
Not like you carried him.
In more open area situations, you can kind of get a little left behind.
I have lots of kids that aren't invited to birthday parties, ever. Friends are hard to make when you're not mobile.
When he's on the bike, he just often just gets this really big, like, happy grin on his face.
I want you to feel like you have control over your own happiness. And I know for young children, that's attached to your mobility. Here we are. We keep a variety of cars so that we can mix and match parts. I'm Cole Galloway, the founder of Go Baby Go, a project to increase exploration in kids with special needs. We take off-the-shelf ride-on cars and we modify them lightly to get them going. The materials of interest are PVC, nuts and bolts, things you get at your hardware store. I came to Delaware in 2000 and started a traditional research lab studying how kids learn to move their bodies. There are no commercially available power wheelchairs for children that are under 3. So out of the frustration, myself and a high school research assistant a couple of summers back went to Toys R Us. We jacked up all the small cars, took them all off the shelves. The manager comes running, "What are you doing?" And we said, "We're having a lab meeting, of course." And we went and solved it for $100 for a ride-on car and $100 worth of materials from Home Depot. We could get the same kind of mobility. That was too good to be true. Fast forward 2 or 3 years, and now we're modifying ride-on cars all over the country. We're in front of 20 to 50 families and clinicians each workshop, teaching them how to modify cars. We provide very basic YouTube videos that parents and clinicians can view. They can build a car off of them, combine that with the manual that we send out, have an electrical or mechanical engineer come by and certify it. You're ready to go. You can see a very typical design platform. I don't know why we felt the need to give it away, except I think everybody would do that. There's no reason to hold on to this and fight for a territory when there's literally hundreds of thousands of kids all over the world today sitting still. Now it becomes a chess match of how quickly we can get it out. We'll bring children in from the community into the Early Learning Center gym. Plop everybody down in a car, invite our toddler and preschool friends to just play, the adults back off, and you get a whirlwind of socialization and mobility. So Sarah doesn't have a reason to keep her head up. Well, when she drives her ride-on car, she has a reason. That's the accelerators behind her head.
You sit up tall with your head, right there, you go.
Xander has the big 4x4. By making it a simple switch that you can have to stand up to make it go, it requires him to have to get stronger in his legs, stronger bones, and that'll get him ready to throw those crutches away. That's exactly what we're after. A typically developing kid and a special guy bonding. That's a big friend, little friend. And Xander even mentioned, like, why is he following me around? And it was like, because you're a superhero.
When he uses the stand-up car, not only can he keep up with the friends, but sometimes the friends have to keep up with him. And so it kind of puts him more in a place of like being the leader as opposed to just being the follower.
It's a motorcycle.
Just the love of chasing after a child, yelling, "You better come back here right now, young man, or you're going to get run over." There are a lot of kids out there that never get told no or come back here because they don't have anywhere to go. And once you give them a chance to go, they'll drive to you a little bit, and they're going to drive away from you. And so when Xander runs away from home, then I know we're good.
Assistive technology for vision and hearing is also a category that people are familiar with today. However, it is a much bigger category than many realize. Audiobooks use technology to provide live or electronic narration of a book and are in this category, as well as large print text and vibrating phone alerts. A light box is designed to help teach basic visual skills, as well as more complex visual motor and visual perceptual skills. The high contrast background created by the lightbox's illuminated surface makes a variety of visual tasks easier to perform. There are many devices that help magnify what someone is looking at. Pictured here is a magnifying bar designed to help magnify words and lines in printed material, such as in a book or worksheet. Screen readers, which are not pictured here, are computer software that use a computer voice to read a variety of text or help someone with a visual impairment navigate the computer screen. The personal sound amplifier helps someone with a hearing impairment hear important noise, such as a teacher talking, while minimizing potentially distracting background noise. The amplification of the teacher's voice is better than the amplification of the noise. A vibrating alarm clock provides an alternate alerting system to someone who cannot hear the clock's auditory alarm. Computer access is a category of technology that helps children use traditional technology like a computer. There are a wide range of access methods, including a smaller size mouse, a joystick, or rollerball mouse. There are also more complicated scanning and switch systems that make computing accessible to a wide variety of users. Alternative keyboards come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and configurations, including a plug-and-play keyboard that plugs in and works instantly, a programmable keyboard, which gives more flexibility in creating layouts, and an on-screen keyboard, pictured here with a small, colorful QWERTY layout. Trackballs and joysticks provide alternative ways of moving the mouse and interacting by clicking, selecting, and moving things. The touch screen allows users to interact with the content on the computer by touching the screen. The finger essentially becomes the mouse, allowing you to select things, move things, and much more. When other options do not work, we might look at a switch. Switches come in a wide range of sizes, touch sensitivity, and function. Along with a switch, we need a switch interface, which is a device that helps the computer understand what the switch is telling it to do. The education category is particularly important for young children and assists them in participating in classroom activities. It allows them to access instructional and play materials in novel ways and helps them build those priceless early skills that will be the base for their future learning success. Electronic digital books often combine elements of print with audio, making them very interactive and engaging. A talking calculator provides audio support for numbers and calculations. This one is also large for someone with vision or motor difficulty. Adapted paper consists of tools such as raised line paper or different weights or thicknesses of paper. Raised line paper provides a visual and tactile boundary of where writing should occur. Audiobooks are live, narrated books or books read with a computer voice. Adapted writing grips help the user interact with a writing tool to write, color, and draw. Adapted scissors provide support when cutting is difficult with traditional scissors. Communication is also a crucial category. Children who are able to communicate effectively are able to have their needs met, express thoughts and emotions, and build relationships with those around them. Assistive technology for communication can be as simple as a picture symbol and as complex as a dynamic display device. As previously mentioned, there are no prerequisites for introducing a tool to help increase speech and language skills. The pictures selected here represent the continuum of communication. Picture communication uses symbols or picture representations to communicate a single concept. Here you see what might be called a Picture Exchange Communication System or PECS book, with a variety of symbols that the user searches through to communicate their intent. The picture symbols include items commonly found in a user's book, including food, activities, or rewards. Moving up the continuum, we have a single message device. This particular one is called a Big Mac. Typically, a single message is programmed on the device and placed near an activity or the user to support communication. A common first message might be, "I want more juice." Next, we have a mid-tech device. There are approximately 32 cells containing a variety of words. A voice recording is made for each word or selection. The user directly selects them with a finger. If that is not possible, the user can activate a switch or get help from a communication partner, which is often a parent, a sibling, or a teacher. Highest on the continuum are sophisticated devices with many features. Pictured here is an iPad with the communication app Proloco to Go. These more sophisticated, complex devices often come preloaded with a wide range of vocabulary and function and can be customized by the parent or teacher for the individual user. It is important to understand the language system of the many devices available when choosing a device for a user. Play is essential to early childhood development. It is through play that children learn to interact with their physical and social worlds. Assistive technology can improve a child's ability to learn through both structured play and free play, and helps build peer relationships. Adapted art tools like these special paintbrushes provide a different kind of grip that makes it easier to use and manipulate to create art. Adapted bikes give children the opportunity to pedal and participate in an activity common to many children. Adapted toys allow children to control something with a switch, with sound, and engage in an activity that brings them learning and socialization opportunities. It also brings them joy. Adapted swings provide a safe, supportive environment to give children the opportunity to engage in another common play activity. Adapted games give players of all abilities access to the same games and play opportunities. Many people are surprised by the category of sensory aids, yet this category is truly as important as all of the others. Children who are receiving too much or too little sensory input are not able to focus on pre-academic or social skills. Sensory AT helps children focus on these skills by giving them extra sensory input. It can also be a way of providing a calming strategy in response to an overload of sensory input. Tactile toys and fidgets provide little fingers and hands something to do. They can help the user pay attention and fidget in an appropriate manner. Noise-canceling headphones help block out sound when noise is too much sensory input for a child. It helps children participate in activities that they may not have been able to because of the noise. Weighted vests provide sensory input at the vestibular system, helping to calm and regulate the sensory nervous system. Calming choice boards help the child learn about and understand their bodies and how they operate, and how to make choices to regulate their sensory system. Environmental controls allow the user to participate in and impact their environment. It can include using a remote control to turn a bedroom light on and a switch to turn a television on and off. Pictured here, we have a switch and switch interface being used to control music on an iPod or iPhone. The device is being held by a suction cup table mount. Next, we have a device called the Wemo, which uses an app to interface with the device and control things that you might plug into the device, such as the lamp. Thank you for watching video 2 of the 4-part series, An Introduction to Assistive Technology for Young Learners. Now watch video 3, where we'll be hands-on with assistive technology. The contents of this video were developed under a grant from the U.S. Department of Education. Brought to you by Pacer Center.